Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Cole and today I'm going to show you how I create my YouTube banner art. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, hey Cole, how do you create your banner art? How do you make it look so simple? How do you make it look neat and appealing to the eyes? Okay, so the kind of core elements that I kind of use when creating banner art, of course, I use Photoshop as the program, and I'm going to show you how if I was to create a new banner art, how I'd go about doing that. But I use Photoshop, and the core elements I kind of make sure that I include in the banner art itself. I need to have a logo. Okay, you can see in these ones I have a logo here, I have a logo here, and this one is semi like a secondary type logo there. So logo and texts, you can use text as a logo if it's a text based logo, or you can use some sort of image. And plus I recommend having some sort of image added to the banner art itself, because if you add an image, it just makes it look more appealing to the eye and visually nice looking. Okay, so you can see on this first one here, this one's for my music channel called the Music VI, link in the description if you want to check it out. I do music tutorials and whatnot. It has an image here, two images rather, to kind of make it a bit more dynamic, and I have text on the left hand side. So when you do look at it, usually read from left to right. I mean, the image kind of stands out the most here, and then you kind of just read the text afterwards. Okay, and then this one here, the second one, this is for my NTJ Talk channel. You guys can go and check it out as well, link in the description. The image is in the middle, and then all I have is the logo to the left and I have text to the right. Okay, and it makes sure that it's just simple and looks clean. Okay, and look at the colors used as well, the color contrast and whatnot. Okay, this one here for this channel, Learn with Cole, I use the same images as this one here, but then images are to the right, and then main logo in the middle, and then text, a little bit of text to the left. Okay, so let's say you have a logo already and you want to kind of create something similar to this or something simple. What I recommend is go to Photoshop, press File, press New, and then I create a project file. I think it's, yeah, create a project file of 3840 pixels by 2160 pixels. So basically a 4K PSD Photoshop file, and I just leave it at 72 pixels per inch for the resolution. After I created it, I'm greeted with this this page here. Okay, another thing I should have told you beforehand before I actually created that is that you need to kind of determine what type of colors you want to use. What are your brand colors? You can kind of see for this one here, it has a dark color base, gray and whatnot. I'll show you more of my actual YouTube and how my thumbnails are created, and I'll eventually in a future video I'll be showing you guys how to actually design templates for your own thumbnails and whatnot. But this is kind of an overview of how I actually kind of go about actually tackling and creating such artwork. Okay, and you can see for this channel as well, you can kind of tell the artwork, the design and the brand colors are kind of consistent throughout the whole channel as well ish. And the colors here, you can tell it kind of it's like a brownish, white and blue, and this one of course is just a pure orange channel, just kind of give you that vibrant vibes, I guess. Okay, so colors and color psychology, look into that further. I'll be doing much more videos like that. Okay, so once you've kind of selected your colors, depending on the logo, on your logo as well. So I'm going to open up a logo here that I've kind of created quickly. Alright, this is the logo that I've recently created. It is called the Engineers Club. Okay, it's a sub brand that I have for one of my other channels as well. And essentially this is how the logo looks like. I included a background as well, so this is how it looks like with the background itself. Okay, you can see this is the logo, this is the colors of the logo. The colors match, the colors work well with each other. So from what you can see here, you can tell that the main colors of course is the green. The green is striking, that's the primary color, if you shall say. And then the secondary color of course is the white color, and of course the tertiary or the sub-secondary color is this gray, dark gray background. Okay, and of course when making logos itself, this is another tip, you want to kind of make logos that kind of are applicable, they can kind of use for different applications. For example, if you have a white background, you want to have a logo that's darker. Okay, so in that case, let's say if the background was white, so I'm going to change the background quickly to white, and then this, see, it doesn't automatically work. What I'm going to do is change the color of the whole logo itself and just make it some sort of grayscale thing. So I'm going to press color overlay, and I'm going to press just literally make it black. You see, that even looks all right, you know, from that gray to this. So if your logo was to be used on like on a white background or like a light background, it can be still used. So you need to make 3 variations of your logo. And if I can just make a white version as well, and let's say I have like a black background. Okay, if I was to have a black background, I want to just change this to black, it works as well. But of course the main color or the main logo is let me just reverse everything, is this. Okay, so now let's say you have this logo and you want to kind of make some sort of banner art. Let's get to that now. Okay, also before we kind of continue, you see the logo is kind of actually very simple. It's just text based, and I'm really a fan of text based logos. You can kind of tell everywhere. And of course, you know, just using actual text and not so much shapes and whatnot, but just text based and kind of making sure it looks nice on screen. Anyway, okay, now we're gonna go into that untitled project that we created, the 4K project itself. Okay, we're here. Well, let's import a background because we already created a background color that we want to be using. Okay, and that color here, we can just select the color. Let's see what color it is. It's 1B, 1B, 1B. Okay, remember the hex code. You want to kind of write those things down as well. So if I go to the background layer here, I can press where it says fill and just enter the hex code 1B, 1B, 1B. Okay, now we have our background layer here. Maybe difficult to see because it's kind of merged with the actual Photoshop background, but you can see it because there's a drop shadow. Anyway, okay, cool. So now we have the background itself. I'm going to bring in the logo itself. So this is the logo. I'm going to rename this group and I'm going to call it logo. Okay, and then because it's a group layer, I'm just going to kind of bring in the whole group itself and then bring it into this here. Then what I could do is just kind of copy that and just hide the other layer and then merge this one on top so that it's just one piece. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm going to make it so small, and then what I'm going to do is press here and press align to canvas, and then I'm gonna press this middle button and this middle button here, and then literally it's just aligned to the middle like that. Okay, so it's just small. I made it small because I'm not using any guides. I'd recommend you use guides. I'll probably put a link in the description which has like rulers, so what you can see is it has the ruler. It will have like the ruler where you actually should put it, the safe zone and whatnot. I'll include that in the description for you, but right now I'm not using that because I'm kind of just used to not using it. Okay, and I'm showing you my method of how I actually go about doing this. Okay, so once you kind of created the logo, they put the logo there, you look at, okay, cool, it's looking alright so far. Cool. What's the next step? Next step is to add some sort of text, and the type of text I kind of want to add here is something like what's that? Something like new videos on a weekly basis or something. Let's look at the ones we used before. Okay, we can see this. Okay, new weekly videos. Let's put that. Okay, so I'm gonna enter some text. Of course, make sure that the font you use is similar to the one that you kind of used before. Enter some text here. What was it? New weekly videos. Okay, and then I'm gonna change the color of the font as well. I'm gonna press highlight all of it, change the color, and just kind of change it to this green color because I kind of want it to match. Okay, I'm gonna change the font as well to Poppins medium font. That should do the trick, and just reduce the size of the font as well. And you want to keep things simple. And what I'm going to do, I might change the color. Actually, it's not really looking that great, and just put it to the side here. I'm gonna probably even change the location. Let's put it on this side here. Okay, I think it works better there. And then what I could do is just actually change the fonts under the color because it's too much green. White works there. And then after where it says new weekly videos, I'm going to copy that as well and add my Instagram handle or my social media handle. So I'm going to put at Cole the 7th or whatever it is. Okay, whatever your thing is or whatever you want to put. It doesn't have to be exactly that. Then I'm going to put that just right underneath there. Oop, I spelled it wrong. Not Cole the 6th, Cole the 7th. Hold on, I'm just trying to double tap. Okay, something along those lines there. Okay, and then after the bottom one, actually I'm going to change the font of the handle to like a regular, so it's not so bold. Okay, and then that could work there, or I can actually put this over here, but that kind of messes up the thing how it looks like there, so I'm not going to do it like that. Okay, so after I've done that, now I'm going to bring a background. Okay, of course I can actually change this up. Instead of having it here, I can actually have it more over here. Okay, so something like that, where it's like this is the main focus now. Okay, so what I could do is just bring that horizontally center, and bring this one horizontally to the center as well. Okay, and then you kind of want to just make sure it's same distance between that one and that one there. Okay, and I can actually change this one to make it a bit bolder, actually say bold italic. Okay, maybe just medium. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then what I can do now is actually duplicate this other text, new weekly videos, and then what I'm going to do is bring it down here. And let's say, for example, I have a website, which I do have a website. I'm going to put www.vocalmultitrack or no, the music vi, okay, .com. And then I'm going to change that one to a regular font. Okay, and then I'm just going to reduce the size of this by pressing Ctrl T and reducing the size of the thing itself, just to add a bit more copy or a bit more text there, so it's not just looking plain. And I'm going to reduce the opacity as well. Okay, so opacity, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Oops, this one here. I'm going to reduce the opacity 50%. Okay, just like that. Okay, now you can see, okay, we're seeing something. And then of course here, the best thing to do is actually to get the actual Instagram logo. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the Instagram logo now. Alright, so now I've found a Instagram logo online on the internet, and I just searched white Instagram logo, and I'm going to bring this in and just make it small, and then make it small enough to the point where it's small, and then you can just kind of align it with the text itself. So then I'm going to do something like this, or instead I can actually put it on top, which will make a bit more, I don't know, let's put it back there. Let's just put it to the side. Okay, I can also get the Twitter icon logo and all these other social media icons and whatnot, and then just place it there as well, and just kind of align it there. So now you can see, okay, cool. You look at this, okay, cool. It's looking alright. It's looking all right. Okay. You see new weekly videos, themusicvi.com with the actual thing, and then my Instagram handle here, so that the main focus is the Engineers Club, like that. Then it's not done yet. I feel like it's still plain. Of course, it's usable, but what I'm going to do is actually kind of make the background a bit more dynamic. You can see here, if I go back to the picture examples, these are more dynamic. You can see, especially this one here, you can see the text, like there's an overlay text in the background. Here, there's an image in the background. You see the foreground and the background. Here, of course, you can see there's a bit of a gradient. So I'm going to show you, if you were to add like something like this one here, a gradient, okay? And this one, of course, you can tell that the image itself is using the razor to actually blow out a bit of the background there, like that, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is bring in some sort of gradient, and you can go to there's free websites all over the internet for like textures and effects and whatnot, but one of the ones I'm going to show you is from a website called Texture Labs. So if you go to texturelabs.com, link in the description, you can download some nice free textures from there. Alright, so I've downloaded some textures from Texture Labs, and of course we can see these ones here. I downloaded like a paper texture and a lens effects texture and a glass texture. First one I'm going to bring in is this glass texture, okay? Just drag it into your file here. It seems like it's kind of already aligned to the page already perfectly. So I'm just going to press enter. And then what I'm going to do now is where it says normal, I'm going to change the blend mode to like just kind of go through all of it and see which one works for you, okay? I don't like how it looks like all of these right now, so I'm going to keep it on normal for now, and then I'm going to add a filter. The filter I'm going to add is the Gaussian blur. So I'm going to press where it says blur, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then I'm going to kind of go just increase the pixel size like this, okay? Just like that, to the point where it's like, it's almost acting as if there's a light, and then it's bringing everything down like that, okay? So I'm going to press OK. And then what I'm going to do now is press normal, and then change the overlay setting. I'm gonna press soft light, and you can tell it kind of does give it a bit of a different, it changes the color, background color a little bit. I'm gonna bring it down to this bit here and just kind of experiment with different types, okay? I like the one overlay one, to be fair. Let's see without it, with it. So it does change the background a little bit, but it gives it nice flavor and tone-ish, if that makes sense, okay? So if we zoom that in again, we see that, okay, the Engineers Club, this, that. So simple, okay? I'm gonna bring in another effects as well, and bring in the other textures I use. So let's bring in this one. Let's see how this looks like, okay? And then I'm gonna press OK. Okay, cool. And then let's press change the overlay effects. That looks alright, you know. That's not so bad. I mean, I can definitely get away with this one, but I don't want this kind of the actual texture to be actually visible. So I'm gonna go to filter again, and then where it says blur, Gaussian blur. And then I'm gonna kind of just blur that, but not so much. I can blur out like this, okay? Like this. I think that's perfect. 12.5. Okay. The dark background is still there. You can still tell it's like a darker grey. I can also even change it to if I don't want none of this, I can change it to black and white. Let me show you what I mean. So I can press this button here and press black and white. So it's just gonna change the background to black and white. Or I can actually change it instead of black and white. I can change it to hue and saturation. I can change the hue and saturation of the background layer itself, if you can see a bit of that, and you can do what you need to do. But I'm just gonna leave it as it is, and I'm gonna experiment with one more thing, add into this thing. So I'm gonna add textures, and then let's try this paper texture. So I'm gonna bring that in there. We can make it bigger and shortly, but let's just see how it looks like if we just add like an overlay. Which one works best? Because it is a dark background, it may not, you know. That's fine. I like that one, pin lights, and then I'm gonna make it bigger, just like that, and then it looks like paper, you know. Is that, yeah, that's fully extended. Okay, cool. Let's take off those things, and I'm gonna reduce the opacity for this one, okay? I don't want it to be too obvious, but if we take off all those effects, we can see we came from just this, a bit bland, a bit dull, but it's still fine, it's perfect, it's good. And then we went to this kind of gradient look, then we kind of introduced some textures, some blurred background, then we introduced this, okay? So I'm going to keep it at this, but what I'm going to do first and foremost is actually group all the background layers, okay? I'm going to group all the background layers. First, I want to do this, unlock the other one, group all of them, and then press Ctrl J, and then hide the bottom one, and then the copy that I made, I want to merge the group. I'm going to call it background, okay? Now the group is just a one whole image. What I'm going to do now is press filter, press noise, add noise. I'm going to add a bit of noise to give it a bit of more crunchy crispiness. Okay, after I've done that, I'm going to kind of just reduce the amount of noise added there press OK, we're good to go. I can also add some more things like blur, and let's add motion blur and see how that looks like if we just add a little bit. I don't want to add too much. Actually, I don't think that even works that nice. I'm gonna leave it as it is, okay? I like the way that looks, okay? Then what I can also do to spice things up furthermore, the logo itself, we know that we made a rasterized logo copy here. What I could do is I'm gonna make another one actually, and then I'm gonna add some effects to this, okay? I'm gonna use something called the smudge tool, okay? This smudge tool will give me some nice blurred effects, so I can make it blurred out like this, okay? I can just change the effect size as well. Let's start from here. I don't want to. The thing is, that's the thing. It will do stuff like that, but it gives it a nice effect because first and foremost, let's change the hardness actually, and let's see how that looks. Okay, cool. Let's make this huge. Basically, it's gonna give us a nice blur effect, especially with the background grain that we added here. Okay, and it's gonna make it look like it's a bit out of focus and give us that nice looking effect. Okay, let's just do this in small doses. And let's zoom out and it's okay, cool. It's giving us a cool looking effect. Okay, I can also do it here just by moving it a bit and then just reduce the size. Oops, I went back to the wrong one. Okay, and just literally just do what I need to do. But the thing is, if I do this, actually it ends up manipulating a bit of the photo or the logo itself. So I want to give it like a blurred out look. Okay, and then I'm just gonna leave it like that. You can tell that, okay, cool, it's looking cool. And I can also just experiment like that, but of course that just is a bit exaggerated. Okay, now if I was to include something else on top of that as well, I'm also going to add something called this texture, this light lens. I don't know if I added this already, but I'm going to add it now on top, and then it gives us this type of look. Okay, I'm going to press this blending mode and change it just a little bit and see what if it works. Nah, I'm gonna leave that as it is. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it as it is, okay, because I don't think that it works anyway. But we can see where we kind of came from and how we kind of ended up with this. I'm gonna save this right now and show you if I was to add it to a YouTube channel, how it would look like on your new banner now. Okay, so let's save this. All right, so when you're saving it, all you need to really do is press file, export. Where's export? Here it is. Export as, and I'm going to export it as a JPEG. Okay, I can just keep the settings as good for now, and eventually if you want to export it as different anything else, you can always. Okay, the reason why I kind of save this as 4K is because of the bigger resolution. Is kind of, you're packing in more information, so when you kind of see it on a smaller screen, it should look a bit better. Okay, so now we've actually saved the banner art itself. Now let's go to a YouTube channel and actually apply this and see how it looks like. Okay, so now is the time to actually upload this channel art onto YouTube itself. So here I've got my YouTube channel here, and I'm gonna press customize channel. Okay, once you press customize channel, it will take you to this area of your YouTube Creator Studio. Then what you want to press is branding, and then what you want to do is press banner image change, and once you press change, you want to locate the banner art itself. So I'm going to press the YouTube banner art itself, and you can see this is where it says customize banner art, and you can see everything's kind of aligned up already because we made everything small. And let's say, for example, you didn't actually use any rulers, which I'm going to provide a template in the description. If you didn't use any rulers or didn't use any like guides and whatnot, then you can always, and if it seems too big, you can always reduce it and then kind of change, you know, or you can always do whatever you need to do. But this is simple because we can see that everything that we've included here will be viewable on all devices. So press done, and then what we need to do is just press publish. After we press publish, we should be able to just see an update. Changes published, go to channel. Okay, so after you publish all of that, you see that this is the channel and it looks amazing. Okay, look at that. It just kind of ingrains, like the blur thing we added there, it just kind of just adds to the actual image itself. Okay, and we can tell that it looks kind of nice and very good. Okay, so all right, so now you guys seen how I've actually created such banner art. I've created this one, and this one. Of course, I created this one right now, the Engineers Club, and you can see how nice that looks. And because of the color contrast as well, we have a bright type of color, we have a darker color, and we've kind of mixed them together. It looks nice. Okay, always kind of make sure that you're using colors to kind of make sure that things look nice. Okay, we can see how fantastic that looks, and just even the logo itself and the text we added, simple stuff. And that's how I usually create my stuff, you know. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment down below what type of videos you want, because this channel is all about creating videos that you guys want to see. So anything that I know, I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. Okay, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.